Good afternoon and welcome to the next in a series of the successful Introvert Workshop. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Brian Johnson and I am the host of this series, and it's great to see you here with me today. And just a bit about me. So I come from a background in financial services, spending 30 years and most of the time sort of struggling as an introvert and feeling unhappy and overlooked and not feeling fully appreciated in everything I was doing. And really over the last few years, I've been on a massive transformational journey and exploring who I am and what I actually do. And to be honest, 4 years ago, I couldn't expect that I would be where I was today, talking about my journey and who I am. I was one of those guys who just hid in the corner and felt that I had little value and not really appreciated. So, and I've learned really to start sharing what I've gained knowledge about myself and who I am. And so today we're really focusing on seeing yourself positively. What does that mean? What actually does seeing yourself positively mean? How would you describe yourself? That's the big question today. For me, when I look online, most of the posts about introverts are quite negative and paint the picture that we're someone who hides under the duvet and never goes out. But I know for the majority of introverts, that's not actually who we are. And how do we create that positive impression? Are we really, that person who sits there? Are we sitting home lonely inside, no friends, doing nothing? And when you see those things, how does it make you feel? And that makes you feel annoyed and frustrated, because it just, particularly for younger people, I think if I was a 16-year-old seeing myself that way, seeing it as an introvert, seeing myself described in those negative terms, that would not make me feel great about myself. And this is something I've really had to learn, because in the business world, it's all about the extroverts. You got to be noisy, you got to be loud, you got to be bold, you got to be entertaining the crowds to get on. And as you go through life, you meet so many successful introverts who are not doing those things, are doing things differently. And big problem with introverts is we're quiet. We don't sit there and shout, "Look at me, I'm over here doing all these exciting stuff." We just let the negative views stay there. So think about how you describe yourself. Notice the language you use. Let's move on from that basic description. Let's define who we want to be. How would you create a clear, positive statement? I'm an introvert. How do you want to feel? Jot down some words, avoiding the negative words. It's about to feel appreciated, to feel motivated. I'm pretty happy to be me. What is it? I enjoy being in the company of one or two people to have real conversations with them. This is what I'm doing. I enjoy quietly getting on, observing from the background. You may find me at big social events, just quietly getting on and doing things. So, a classic example would be last Saturday, helping set up the scenery for the All Church Passion Play, and it was really, there were 20, 30 people there sitting around chatting. But I was there just getting on doing things, and my strength is what's been done, I'll go and get it done. I don't need to have that sit down and have a chat for half an hour about what's going on in the world. Just leave me get on, get it done, and go. And that is just real strength and being appreciated and noticed, just getting on and doing stuff. So that is really part of my strength, and I really appreciate that is going on. So jot down a few ideas over what the positive description is. And you've got a few, you said a few words written down, repeat it. So I am appreciated, I feel fulfilled, motivated, and happy to be me. And explore how you say those words to yourself and how they make you feel. I am. I feel happy. Just notice the difference it makes in those words. And if the words are generating negative emotions, think, what can I change which make me feel better? That's always the starting point. Just thinking about what that looks like, what difference it will make. How will you know you there? What difference will it make when you achieve this point? Just close your eyes and imagine you are sitting there, looking back over a month, a year, like where you were. How different does it feel inside? For me, I look back probably 4.5 years when I joined Toastmasters, trying to speak for 2 minutes. Arms, nervous voice, I just feeling sick in the stomach. I just couldn't stand up and do it. And now it's sort of, well, let's just get on and do it. I can stand and do 15, 20-minute, half-an-hour workshops. You know, I don't need to be super prepared. I have a good idea of where I'm going and prompts. I don't really feel nervous. Just is who's going to turn up, who's listening to me, and what's next. But thinking about how will you know you're there? So I feel more comfortable than I am confident. Confident to state I'm an introvert. An introvert does not have to be sat at home under the sofa. I can be out on my bike enjoying the countryside, getting that fresh air, being energized and revitalized. I can be with other people and knowing that there is that cut-off point here to there, and at some point I'll know that it's time to leave. But I do it on my terms. I don't have to feel embarrassed that actually I'm not the last person to leave. Noticing that and being comfortable. I feel on a different side of it. I stay as long as I want. And to be honest, I don't really care if the extroverts think that I'm boring doing that, because they can feel tedious and it doesn't bring me happiness. It's finding what makes you happy, what you need to do to be happy. And noticing what difference it will make. And noticing the difference it will make. Imagining you have achieved what you want to do. Thinking through that mental picture is really helpful to evaluate whether that is really what we want to be. Sometimes we're taking other people's views and opinions, and we need to make sure we're actually, it's us. Does that image of success I'm thinking about, does that feel true to me? Does that feel like in me? Does it bring a smile to my face? We create the picture and the sights and the sounds around. Is that who I want to be? There are things I would love to be, but sometimes there are situations where it's just not recognized, it's not where I can add most value and what brings make me happy. And it's noticing those strengths. The important thing is knowing where you want to be, is noticing what is different from where you are now. What is different between what I was doing a couple of years, 4 or 5 years ago? What I'm doing now is that my mindset is different. I'm going thinking about what I can do. Sometimes it's really thinking about what needs to change. The starting point is how you think about yourself. Some of that is thinking it's a change. 5 really key questions here. Is it possible? Is this possible? Is the change possible? Is this change a real desire? Is this change a need? Is this something I should do? Finally, do I need to give myself permission? Just reflect on each of those statements. Is it possible? Is it possible? What is possible? Is this a desire? Is it something I really, really want? Or is it a need? Am I doing it for some other reason? Is it something I should do? Who's telling me I should do it? Often, most importantly, do I need to give myself permission to enjoy being me? Do I need to say, yes, I am a beautiful person made in the image of God. I am as equally valuable as everyone else out there. I can make the biggest difference than anybody else. I have that power. I can make that choice. That is really the important point here. Just take a little time to note down your thoughts. What real difference are we going to make? What is next? Watching some replay, you can always pause and think. And ask yourself, what could be different if I changed my approach? What could be different? What can be different? What will be different if I change my approach? What thoughts does the previous exercise bring to mind? It's a failure to enjoy down to you telling yourself you won't. You need to look around at the people around you, notice the other introvert people, and see how different they are, and think about what you can do. What small change can you make? What is the difference? What is different? Finally, it's really reflecting back on what you've learned. The most important thing is, what are you going to do different following this call? What food for thought? Morsels of your lunch. You think through the language we use. Think about where you felt challenged today, where you felt burned. What one small change will you make today? What will you do tomorrow? And most importantly, how will you know you're moving forward? And one of the important things I notice and really help people with is spotting the language they're using. And quite often words like, oh, it's hard, it's really difficult, we use a lot when thinking about new things. And a really simple and effective change is to use a different word. Notice what it's hard makes it sound like. It's new, it's different, it's exciting, it's a challenge, it's interesting, it's unexpected. Notice how each different word you use changes how you feel inside. Your choice is to choose the word which creates the feeling inside, the one you want as you move to do something different. It's a small change just to catch yourself once a day. Change one word a day. About the speed of the journey, it's about starting walking. The size of the steps and the pace of the steps is not as important as the actually taking the step. Creating a habit of one small step. It's moving where you want to be. How will you know you're moving forward? What are you going to be doing when you're moving forward? That is often a big challenge. And if you look back and go, last week I was there, this week, this is what I'm doing. You had to smile at the small successes, had to beam at the big successes, grin at the great successes. So think about how you will know you're moving forward. Notice your positive statements and starting to explore, be intentional in moving towards 10 out of 10. Just create that intentional progress. So thanks for your time today. I hope to see you next week. Next week is really focusing on the area of enjoying social events. I hope you come and share your experiences and come and learn from me. If you want to know more, you can either email me at brian@brianjohnson.com, or if you want to book some time in my diary, you can use the QR code to get access to my booking diary and see what availability I've got. Please feel free to email any questions, thoughts, feedback. I really appreciate it as I continue in this series and develop based on the feedback and comments I've had. So I hope to see you next week and have a great time. Very much.